She loves me. She loved me not. She loved me. She loved me not. She loved me. Damn. No, hell no. I had to get that shit up. Woo! I started turning to George Floyd in the video in the intro, dickhead. But they say I'm hyping shit right now. Welcome to another video. You feel me? We back at it again. Another reaction video. You know what time it is. You feel what I'm saying? I'm hyping as shit. I start freestyling. Niggas say I want freestyle? You crazy. Hold on, look. I get that shit to you raw. Hold on. Up the dome. Hold on. I don't even know why they keep capping on my name. How about walk down to you gas nigga flames? I'll pull up and shoot like Damon the Fourth. That nigga saw me and start running like a horse. I send overcook them like support. They always got the most to say but never show support. Damn! Damn! Hold on, damn, Jay, chill! Chill! Hold on, I'm done giving it to y'all. Y'all can't. I only got one more thing to say.
Yeah, hold on, bro. Draco nice with it. I don't even do this rapper shit. I don't write lyrics. I send a nigga up to that sky. Now he flying spirit.
Hey, man, we back with another one, bro. You already know what I'm about to say, though. Right here. Tune into this page. What are you doing? Like the motherfucking video. Subscribe to the channel. And we can get active. I'll sit here and wait for you, cuzzo. Yeah. Let's get straight into it, psych. I went a little bit longer because I know you ain't doing, pussy. Alright, say down. Let me stop bullshit. Is this video long as shit? It's alright, but we gonna get straight into that motherfucking video.
One rapper got poked up for being affiliated with the wrong gang, and another lost his life seconds after leaving jail. Start off with Money Sign Suede, because rapper Money Sign Suede was locked up, serving 2 years and 8 months in Soledad prison for a gun charge. Before getting booked, Suede told everyone in the interviews that he wanted to leave the gang life behind, suggesting that it might have been part of his past, and word on the street was that he didn't want to change when he got locked up. According to what inmates were saying, Suede wasn't rocking with the prison politics and wanted to serve his time alone without having to gangbang. But the Sereños gang wasn't so happy with that, and they ended up costing Suede his life. It's also been reported that he spent a lot of time talking on the phone with his girlfriend, and some say that he had conversations that made some gang members feel like he was dry snitching on them. Just a few months into his sentence, things took a turn. One day, prison guards conducted their routine inmate check, but during the check, Suede didn't show up. So they searched all over the prison to try to find him. They eventually ended up finding Suede, but unfortunately, he was
They killed
AI-generated song lyrics that rhyme and make sense. You will never suffer from writer's block ever again. The future
responsive in the shower and was bleeding heavily with a wound in his neck. The staff instantly tried to save Suede's life and transported him to the hospital, but it was already too late.
A local up-and-coming rapper has been killed while in prison in Northern California. This is a music video from Money Sign Suede, whose real name is Jaime Brugada Valdez. According to prison officials in Monterey County, Suede's death is being investigated
bro, that's
as
how you know right there, bro. Once you in that life, you can't get out, bro. He was behind bars, and he damn near wanted to get that shit up, bro. Dog. Ooh, what I ask you? Bro, that's bad, bro. Once you in that life, you can't get out, bro. And shit, you would think just cause nigga go to prison, he'll be a little bit safer because he not in like the streets and all that. Like, you would think like being on the streets, at least, I don't know. You would think him being on the streets. I mean, I wouldn't say going to prison is being safer than being on the streets, but you would think because he in the streets, like when he would die quicker on the streets type shit. You feel what I'm saying? Or the streets wouldn't catch him in prison, but that shit is dead. And you can't get away. Hawk him down type shit.
homicide. Brugada was found last night in a shower area and was unresponsive. He was pronounced dead a short time later.
Now let's move on to Anthony Myrie, because in February 2019, Anthony Myrie was involved in a fight while in prison. And after the fight, he said,
like when you wanna, like if you just in a fight, you feel me? Like if a nigga just come out of nowhere and shink you, like if you got prison beef, that's one thing. But like the street beef that catch you in prison is crazy, bro. This nigga probably just got shinked up a couple times.
Just disappeared. The details they discovered were pretty disturbing and unexpected. Anthony Myrie, known by his stage name Trey, gained recognition in the New York rap scene for his raw and unfiltered lyrics, often talking about the harsh realities of street life. Months leading up to his death while in prison, Anthony released a lot of mixtapes and collaborated with a bunch of East Coast rappers. Anthony was in prison, serving 7 years after being convicted of attempted criminal sale of a controlled substance, and the incidents leading up to his death are sketchy, since some believe his death was foul play.
Drugs, bro. Damn, that's bad news.
Sade Myrie is haunted by questions without answers.
What happened to him? Where is he?
Damn.
How did he die?
Sade's
How they lose track of
husband,
the
Anthony
nigga
Myrie,
in prison? That's how you know they don't give a fuck about you, bro. Like, prison? Hold on, my foot. Bro, in prison, that's how you know, like, I'm cool for all that shit, bro. Bro, that nigga
at
was
the Green Correctional
missing
Facility
in
upstate
prison,
New York,
bro.
serving charge. Monday, Myrie unexpectedly died in prison. For his family here in Brooklyn, it is a painful mystery.
I just love him and I just didn't want him to die in vain.
According to his mom, the prison authority didn't tell the family what happened to him, but there were a lot of clues to work with. On February 11th, 2019, Anthony's wife explained that she'd received a call from Anthony while at the Greens Correctional Facility, and he expressed concern to her, which was kind of unusual for him. After the call ended, she was told by another inmate's family member that Anthony had been placed in solitary confinement. So she called the prison to ask about the situation, and she was told that they had him in the general population. She didn't know how to feel about that, but 5 hours later, she got a call that Anthony was in critical condition. She then attempted to contact Albany Medical Center to speak with somebody responsible for her husband, but found no record of him. She would try calling other local hospitals, but she had no success. However, not long after, she got a call from Green Correctional Facility saying Anthony had been pronounced dead at Albany Medical Center. The same hospital just previously couldn't confirm any record of his body. The spokesperson for the Department of Corrections and Community Supervision reported that Anthony died after being involved in a 3-on-1 fight with other inmates. According to the statement, the guards tried to calm the fight down without using force. Anthony was also said to have been examined immediately by medical staff and found to be unharmed.
It sound like the guards got him. Like, it sound like like, you talking about what? This shit, I think niggas lying. I don't believe that. I mean, the way he went out, probably it could have been this right here, but it sound like, to me, it sound like the guards did a little something to him, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
But just a few moments later, Anthony complained about chest pain and suddenly collapsed. He was then allegedly taken to Albany Medical Center, where he died. Following the unusual details of his death, Cardi B and Meek Mill expressed their reactions on social media. Cardi B shared a message on IG with the caption, "Green Correctional Facility. You're not getting away with this one," hinting that the prison guards may have been responsible for hurting him and accusing.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. The guards got to that nigga. The fuck?
All of the officials of lying about where his body was being held. Meek Mill also shared a message and became a voice for prison reform after being held in solitary confinement for breaking his parole. Both artists highlighted the need for transparency and justice in the case of his death. But let's move on to Chicago rapper KTS Dre, because on July 1st, 2021, Dre was sent to prison for a felony case he had back in 2020. The judge gave him a $5,000 bail, and he was sent to Cook County Jail until he posted bail. And Dre was known for having gops around the city. So once Dre landed in prison, he would link up with his gang. But he had to be careful, since he also had a ton of ops in jail with him. Because Dre was a member of the GDs and was also a part of the Chicago gang Kill to Survive. He was a known target in prison, but since he was also surrounded by several GDs, the chances of his rivals taking him out in prison were pretty hard. So they waited for the right time to strike.
I know who Big Bro is, but I never knew how he died. Like,
because on July 9th, 2021, his $5,000 bail was posted in the news.
I was never aware of how that nigga died.
quickly spread around the city and got into the wrong hands. On Saturday, July 10th, when Dre was released from jail, he was in a good mood. He recorded some videos and took some pictures with his people. While leaving the facility, things took a turn because two men from two vehicles suddenly stepped out and started firing, showering Dre and his people with bullets. His grandmother was hit in the knee and an innocent bystander was also grazed in the mouth, but both survived. But Dre ended up getting hit a total of 64 times in the face and torso and passed away immediately at just 31 years old. No one has been arrested for his death, but many say it was the work of the NLMB
how many
getting
times my baby
revenge on
got hit
KTS. Dre ended up getting hit a total of 64 times in the face and torso.
Damn. What the fuck? Damn.
And passed away immediately at just 31 years old. No one has been arrested for his death, but many say it was the work of the NLMB getting revenge on KTS Dre for dissing their dad and messing with him.
He went by the rap name KTS Dre. He'd just been bailed out, and police say he was ambushed by two men who got out of a vehicle near the jail. Sylvester was shot as many as 64 times and pronounced dead at Mount Sinai. A 60-year-old woman who was with him was shot in the knee and taken to Stroger. A second woman in her 30s was standing nearby when that chaos broke out. She suffered a graze wound to the face. She was taken to Mount Sinai as well, and both women were in good condition at last check.
The clips went mega viral because Dre and his people pressed some NLMB members in the early days of Chicago drill at a McDonald's.
Y'all ain't gotta go no work. We finna get some McDonald's for we ain't on there with y'all. Y'all good. These no limbs, man. No limbs. He back there, he don't work here. Where you going? He don't work here. Go back there. He don't work there. We ain't no talking for y'all good, shorty. Shorty, y'all good. Right now. Say what? What? Say it. Hey. Ain't no unzipping enough. Say what? Say it. Don't be scared, look. Don't be scared.
Now, let's move on to Casanova because in 2023, for his involvement in gang.
The camera made that better though. Like seriously, like wouldn't it have been harder without the camera? Like you could really say that you did that shit and you wasn't just doing it for the camera. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can really say that you really bought that shit. You don't really care about that shit. We don't God press niggas on camera. You feel what I'm saying? But, like, hey. That shit do come with consequences, bro.
Activity. The New York federal court sentenced Casanova to 15 years in prison. Now, Casanova had made a big mistake while in jail that would have made his time there harder. His life took a turn when he was indicted on a RICO charge alongside 17 others due to his alleged involvement with the blood gang Untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation, where he was the leader. In June 2023, Casanova asked the judge for a lighter punishment, saying he wanted to leave the gang he was part of. He promised to tell everyone he wasn't in the gang anymore. His family and friends also wrote letters to help him get a shorter sentence. But because of this, the gang got mad at him and started going after him. In that same month, Casanova got into a fight with another inmate, later identified as Ulysses Lugo, in the recreation area.
Why y'all want my mans in prison? Why y'all want my mans in there? Like, what's up?
The detention center. The authorities said it lasted for about a minute. At that time, Lugo was seen lunging at Casanova and poking him repeatedly with a sharp object before other gang members joined in. He tried to fight back and managed to poke Lugo several times too, but in the end, Lugo's did Casanova bad. The attack was swift and brutal, with Casanova sustaining multiple wounds to his head and neck, and thankfully.
Why, bro, life is some fucked up shit, dog. Damn, bro.
Casanova made it out of this situation alive because everyone knows he could have gotten killed in prison due to how brutal this situation was.
The self-proclaimed blood gang member who pleaded guilty to federal drug conspiracy charges last year was involved in a vicious fight yesterday at the Essex County Correctional Facility in Newark. These internal reports from correction officers say Senior was slashed with a weapon by another inmate, Ulysses Lugo, and then chased him down with the help of others. We spoke with one officer who responded to the scene.
Inmate Lugo, you couldn't see his face because he was saturated in blood. You couldn't see it at the time because his whole face was saturated in blood and his whole uniform was saturated in blood. Inmate Senior was sitting there and blood was just coming out of his face.
But Casanova isn't the only rapper who barely came out alive while behind bars. Because a rapper from Florida who signed to YFN Lucci, known as CP3, had something very disturbing happen to him while in jail. CP3 is currently locked up in Fulton County Jail, and a video came out showing members from YSL poking him up, since he's one of their known ops. Thankfully, CP3 didn't end up losing his life, since it seemed like they really wanted to take him out. But YFN ended up getting back at YSL due to what they did to CP3, because not too long after that video got released, another video came out that showed a YSL rapper tied up and getting whooped by some YSL members.
Too much slime. Stop moving, bro, before I bust your. Too much you slime.
The man even tries removing the YSL tattoo off of the man to make him regret his actions. And the video is pretty crazy.
Oh, no, don't say that. Oh, they on some power shit.
Now, let's move on to Chicago rapper 051 Freaky, because all the inmates were in a holding cell, and while in the cell, everything was all good until King Von noticed his op 051 Freaky. Once he saw him, Von slipped out of the handcuffs and headed toward Freaky. Freaky tried hiding, but Von caught him since he couldn't do much and knocked him to the ground. Two other inmates joined in.
You lying to me, nigga.
To help Von, and thankfully, prison guards came to the rescue and broke everything up. Because if not, Freaky most likely would have gotten beaten to death by the rival members. But after the altercation broke up, Von and Freaky were both removed from the bullpen. And one thing that left everyone confused was how Von was able to get out of the handcuffs.
You could even see that he was cuffed, correct? Because you could see the marks from the cuffs on his arm. How'd you get out of the cuffs?
Was that the joint? I think he broke him. Wait, I don't know. That nigga Von, I don't know. It was weird. That nigga, I don't know. That nigga, different type of human, bro. Was. Nigga got out the cuffs that rumbling
I'm not gonna
nigga.
put a case on you or nothing. I just want to know, man. No, I just got home.
The reason King Von attacked Freaky was because he had a disrespectful tattoo on his arm saying
bro.
F L.A. Capone.
I
After
remember
the fight,
that shit. That was a video. They was in the I think wasn't they all in the cell, and then he went behind the one nigga. Either he broke the cuffs or like he slipped out them Jones, and then he went over there to go punch on that nigga.
He's wanted a statement from Von.
I think
and
that's
this
the right
is what
video.
Von had to say.
Can you all explain what happened?
Do nothing.
You refusing to give a statement?
That's my statement right there. I ain't doing nothing.
Mr. Bennett stating that he did not do anything. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's it.
Mr. Howard, in all words, explain what happened?
Slight incident. It's nothing, though. It was nothing.
Anything else you want to add? Do you have any injuries?
But 051 Freaky isn't the only op King Von has that almost lost his life while behind bars. A video hit the internet of known Chicago rapper FBG Butter getting into a brawl in the hallway while he was in jail. It seems like the guys were about to gang up on Butter once they noticed what was going on. But thankfully, police were on site and instantly broke things up right away before Butter ended up getting harmed badly.
I ain't see this shit right here.
But now, let's move on to Baby Sino, because what happened to this rapper
injury, ain't it? Yeah.
is one of the worst incidents that happened in the prison's history. Baby Sino was new to the rap game, known for his song, Big Haiti Shot Us, where he rapped about violence and bragged about taking people out. In the music video, he was seen doing gang handshakes tied to a group called Boss Life, which was rumored to be signals for putting hits on people. The song was dedicated to his fallen friend, Gary Mello Laguerre, who was a member of his crew. In 2022, Miami streets were filled with gang violence, leading to many deaths, and Sino was forced to look over his shoulder at all times due to how hot the streets were. And Sino would end up getting into some serious trouble. In March 2022, Miami-Dade police arrested Baby Sino after they spotted him acting suspiciously and carrying a concealed Glock 32 with a full clip. They also noticed his car plates were covered up. A few days later, he was booked into jail, but didn't stay long. He posted bail in under 24 hours and walked out free. What Sino didn't know was that his ops were waiting for him. On March 16th, 2022, a rival gang set up near the prison since they knew he'd be released that afternoon. Around 2:10 p.m., Sino and a man named Dante Collins Banks, who came to pick him up, got into a red Nissan Altima. As they turned onto the freeway, gunmen in another car ambushed them in broad daylight and started letting off shots. The shooter sprayed the cars with bullets, causing it to crash into a barrier wall. Sino was hit at least 40 times in the head and died instantly. Banks, who was also shot, died later at the hospital. The attack was a brutal end to Sino's short career and left the Miami streets shocked.
Anthony Starks Jr. was seen rapping.
Bro. Niggas be getting wet the fuck up, bro. I ain't gonna lie, dog.
As baby Sino would have been arrested for the shooting in Northwest Miami-Dade, but he too was shot and killed later at another crime scene on the Palmetto Expressway, March 16th.
Here, multiple people were hit.
Cops think that shooting was payback for the February incident.
But it isn't always the inmates or gang members doing disturbing and crazy things to each other behind bars and after leaving jail. Because sometimes it's the guards. Because rapper Queso is currently behind bars fighting 2 murder charges. And his time behind bars ain't been easy. Since in 2021, a video surfaced showing Queso being slammed to the ground by one of the correctional officers.
See, this joint a little more clearer than the last joint. What's up? I mean, like, bro, I know, like, YouTube got strict lines, bro, but you ain't had to skip over where you, like, really dumped that nigga. That's what we here for. Why would, like, where this bond, he skipped over that shit. Hey,
he posted a video on Instagram showing the situation. After seeing the video, Queso's grandmother even filed a complaint with the prison, but officials responded by saying no evidence was discovered to substantiate misconduct on the part of the member. According to YNR Slugga T, another rapper from Jacksonville, this ain't the only altercation Queso's been involved in on the inside. Slugga T is affiliated with Fulio and is one of Queso's ops. And in a video posted on social media, Slugga T claims he beat Queso up, and now he's afraid of him.
Everybody asking where Queso.
Man, that nigga took up and through there, man. I done beat that already, man.
Word.
Yeah, man.
But besides what Slugga says, there's no evidence that it actually went down. Now let's move on to Lil Baby's brother, G5, also known as Lil Steve. And G5 was known for making headlines before Lil Baby even blew up in the rap.
That nigga Queso, like, that nigga kind of like no Diddy, like, that nigga a big nigga, like, he not a small nigga. So getting down on Queso, you got really had them bitches on you.
June 2014, G5 got out of jail and was given 20 to 30 years of probation. Releasing him turned out to be a bad idea for Atlanta police though, because he had pretty much started a crime wave by himself. A month after he got out, he made headlines for breaking into over 100 cars in hotel parking lots. When the news broke, he already had 24 warrants out, but the cops accused him of breaking into 118 whips. According to them, G5 was running around breaking in to steal GPS devices, phones, and laptops. But the biggest thing he was snatching was guns, which made the cops and everyone else more nervous. People in the neighborhood were worried about getting robbed.
What are you
and
gonna do with that shit? If you can't sell them in the next 4 hours, what are you doing with that shit? You don't think they can't chase not one of them shit that he just said?
Told them to stop leaving things in the whip since they couldn't catch
Niggas
G5.
gonna go around breaking into cars outside of a hotel. Oh yeah, you're so fucking smart. You fucking genius. We're gonna make $1 million from doing this. No, you're not, nigga. Stop. Not making no money like that. Like, look at you. Look at him. Look at him. He dumb. He look dumb as hell. This what you look like when you do dumb shit like that.
2018, he got caught up in a crazier case. And by 2018, Lil Baby was already one of the hottest new rappers in the game. His debut album dropped in May and hit number 3 on the Billboard 200. And in October, he released a collab tape with Gunna and earned a Grammy nomination for the track Drip Harder. But while he was popping off in the industry, his little brother was getting wrapped up in murder cases. On November 30th, 2018, the police found 2 men who got robbed and shot at a Waffle House parking lot in Brookhaven. Nobody knew what went down, but one of the dudes was pronounced dead at the scene while the other was taken to the hospital for treatment. A few days later, the cops arrested a dude named Pierre Gregory Singletary for the shooting. It looked like a simple case at first, but come to find out that Singletary was actually the victim. On December 11th, the cops booked G5 and a dude named Quintez Griffin on felony murder, aggravated assault, armed robbery, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
How the fuck they arrest the victim? What the fuck? Yo, what the fuck?
The shooting didn't even go down at the Waffle House. Roderick Francois survived the shooting. And he told the cops it happened at an apartment complex down the road where Pierre Singletary lived. And while sitting in jail, G5 hasn't been having any good looks because a video surfaced online of some dudes in jail whooping on G5 and putting him under the prison bed.
G5, Lil Baby can't save you this time.
Okay, man. Eddie, bro. Yeah, that shit be getting to you behind bars, bro.
The caption also says, looks like Lil Baby can't save him this time. So there's no telling what G5 didn't do to one of those dudes' loved ones to end up in this position. Now let's move on to Rwandan rapper Jay Polly. In April 2020, during the peak of COVID-19, Joshua Tuishimi was arrested at his home for hosting a party in violation of COVID restrictions. He was later hit with drug charges and accused of possessing a fake negative COVID certificate. However, many believe these charges were just a cover for the government to target individuals seen as enemies.
He got arrested for covering a fake COVID certificate, he said?
Violation of COVID restrictions. He was later hit with drug charges and accused of possessing a fake negative COVID certificate. However, many believe these
Okay, bro. Okay, I'ma just...
charges were just a cover for the government to target individuals seen as enemies of the regime. Jay was a top Rwandan rapper who spoke out against General Paul Kagame's leadership, an act that many Rwandans believe was met with harsh punishment. Jay Ply was detained in Magere prison, which raised suspicions since drug offenders were typically sent to a Waiwa Correctional Center, and COVID violators were taken to stadiums for education, fines, and release. Instead, Jay spent 5 months in prison, with his court hearing delayed for over a month. On September 2, 2021, Jay was rushed to Mahima Hospital in Kigali in a critical and unresponsive condition. Despite the doctor's efforts to save him, he tragically passed away shortly after. Later reports revealed the cause of his death, since prison guards had forced him to drink a deadly mixture of sugar water and methanol disinfectant, beating him to ensure he consumed it. The effects were quick and devastating. Minutes after drinking that, Jay lost his eyesight and collapsed in extreme pain as the substance...
Somebody paid the guard to kill that nigga? It had to be.
Destroyed his liver and kidneys. By the time he reached the hospital, it was too late. Jay's death wasn't an isolated incident. He was the fourth rapper critical of General Kagame's regime to die in prison within 2 years. In February 2020, Kizito Mahigi died in a similar circumstance in the same prison, followed by Emmanuel Gasakure and Kalisi Mupende. All four rappers were known for speaking out against the government, and all paid a deadly price for it. And while in prison, you gotta be careful what you do, because you never know how far some of the inmates are willing to take things. And Crip Mac had to learn this the hard way, and ended up losing his tooth during a crazy fight with a blood member. Crip Mac explains the fight in one of his interviews with Cam Capone News.
I look over.
Look at that.
I'm big. I'm 6'2", 270. I'm big.
You're a big dude.
But this mother 6'4", about 320, 340.
340?
You fight me? On Houston.
On Houston?
A blood. From the west side, named Brazy. We got out. You fight me? That mother 6'4", about 340. But
he said we got out.
15 years upstate.
Oh, bro.
We get out, cut. We get
this nigga funny as shit, bro. I fuck with Unc right here, though.
Around on Hustlers, cut, drop me. We get down again on Neighborhood Crip.
Neighborhood
some
Crip,
horror, cut, knock the teeth out. I'm like, oh, come on.
But speaking of fights, one rapper attacked an interviewer for speaking, invading his privacy, and another taught an interviewer a lesson for trying to be cocky. So click this video to see rappers' most heated interviews.
On 51st Street. What's up, nigga? You wanna get down, homie? Hey, bro. Appreciate you niggas for tuning in. Appreciate you niggas for tuning in. Another video down. Might have this video out soon as possible. Oh, hey. But yeah. Only got one thing to say. Subscribe to this channel right here, nigga. You feel me? We out.